Which excavator technology is strong? Find Lanxiang directly in China. What should I do here? Peshawar, local bungalow. Pakistan 2-story bungalow. This is a professional maintenance project. Mechanical place. Today, Pakistan's old iron can be regarded as a big job. How big is this job? And just by looking at the footprint, it's not small. How technical is that? It's about 3 or 4 stories tall. Definitely better than their 2-story bungalow. A lot higher. Saying so much. What kind of fault is it? Look carefully at the disassembly location. It is estimated that some friends have already understood exactly is to replace the slewing bearing of this excavator. Replacing this bearing is no laughing matter. This requires the excavator to be separated at the waist. That is to say, the upper body of the excavator, the main body, and the base are divided. There was no crane involved. This job can't be done. You know, here in Pakistan, the average repair cost is 2,000 rupees. It is estimated that this cost today is 2,000 rupees multiplied by 10. I guess it's hard to get. Damaged slewing bearing. Sometimes it is caused by maintenance. Sometimes the excavator master caused by improper driving habits. What is the situation caused by maintenance? Sometimes without butter. Sometimes it's too much butter. Squeezed out the internal oil seal dust cover. In this case, the probability is very small. There is also a case of improper operation. That's the driver's problem. Especially when the excavator is engaged in transportation, and they operate the main body of the car with a bucket. Some lift the body or press the body down. It is easy to cause damage to the rotating shaft. It's very laborious to dismantle this thing. There's a circle of screws on the base. How many? It is estimated that there are at least 30 or 40. Since Pakistan's old railways also have no electricity, dynamic or system tools, remove these bolts. They can only be disassembled one by hand. The overall process is also very slow. After all, local labor is very cheap, so the boss just took a fancy to this. So all kinds of advanced electric and pneumatic tools. Try not to use it if you can. And here comes the crane. After all, this big thing. There is no blessing of this crane. It's definitely not possible to rely on manpower alone for a while and a half. At this point, through a wide-angled lens, take another look at a local building in Batai. This is a small 2-story bungalow. You can understand the building. But after all, the height is not very high. If you call it a bungalow, that's about right. Here is a professional repair. The construction machinery market. Don't look at the place. Gathered all kinds of excavators. It's wheeled. It has crawlers. It must be bad to be here. Basically, some repairs are done. In the process of overall hoisting, it's not fast. The crane used locally is also estimated to be a modified vehicle. We all know it here in Pakistan. Any car. After passing the hand of Pakistan's old iron, you can assemble a special vehicle at will. Overall, the hoisting is still very complicated. This set of devices on the upper part of the excavator. It is estimated that there are more than 5 or 6 tons. After all, it's so big. One feels like this crane is a bit overwhelming. I don't know if you noticed. In such a market, there is only such a crane. I feel that this crane should belong to the market owner. In the maintenance of construction machinery, cranes are used very frequently. However, in a small market, only one type of crane can appear. That only means the crane must have something to do with the factory manager. So it's often the case that children are old, whether at home or in Pakistan. This is usually the case. Everyone watching the video, boss, think about whether this is the case in your own home. Own company. The company that opens the most oil and water, and the most leisurely is basically the mother of the child. If this job is not given to the mother of the child, then I guess your wife doesn't want to either. At this moment, the slewing bearing has begun to be disassembled. I was curious until now. This thing in the middle of the excavator, how did he spin? How does the upper and lower body cooperate? Estimate. At this moment, there are also many old irons who are more curious about this. But when you look inside the structure, you suddenly understand. There is a ruler ring on the upper part of the base, and the excavator has a small gear on the upper and lower parts of the body, driven by a hydraulic motor. Then the gears circle back and forth at this size movement so that the lower body of the engine does not move. The upper body can be rotated back and forth. Sometimes you really have to admire engineering, mechanical designer. Brain holes are definitely very powerful. Generally, after the slewing bearing is damaged, his gap will be very large, or volume, especially when the excavator is rotating. It will be loud. There's a lot of positive energy. In severe cases, it doesn't work properly. That is, there is no way to point where to hit. That is to say, the steering is not accurate. The above situations occur. It is necessary to consider the problem of slewing bearings. This is another brand new piece. Brand new ruler ring as a replacement. This accessory is in Pakistan. There isn't a homemade precedent at the moment, so the accessories are mainly from abroad. These are imported accessories. Slewing bearings require very high strength. Toughness is also very good. After all, through this thing supports the entire upper body of the excavator. Therefore, the technical content is relatively high. It's not about taking a piece of iron and just cutting it. You can install and use it at will after rubbing out the teeth. In the production of this accessory, is the required technical content still very high? The current location has been basically installed in place. At this point, you need to start reloading. The bump in the middle, to put it bluntly, it is a channel for hydraulic oil, a transfer, to transfer hydraulic oil to the walking gear. Due to the very large size of this tooth plate, it starts with a bolt. After fixing, adjust the angle of the sledgehammer 80 back and forth. Continue to install other bolts. The cooperation between two people is especially important. Slewing bearing. The gap is usually between 0.5 to 3 millimeters. After that, it is recommended to replace it. Maintenance of construction machinery. Hand-coated lubricating paper. This happens a lot. The butter used is usually used in this large bucket. It is used in large quantities. It's relatively cheaper to take the whole barrel. Full-size. The interior needs to be evenly spread with butter. Lubrication must be done properly. Continue to tighten. Here. Fix a few bolts first. It's about to start reloading at this point. When installing back, the most important test is the technical content of the crane master. Is this excavator a second-hand product from Japan? It's also in Japanese. There is an old iron who understands Japanese. I can translate it for you. This step is docking. You need to pair the upper and lower pinions, then combine it with size. Look carefully at the position of the pinion gear. This is mainly the bump in the middle of the butt. As long as the middle is against the pinion, naturally, it can be matched. It's perfect now. It can be said to be done in one step. The hardest part is coming. Bolt holes need to be docked at this moment. As long as the screws can be put on correctly, then the job is to continue to screw. We won't watch this process anymore. Screw the screw, and everyone will stop here. This repair video is over today. 20,000 rupee maintenance master, got it smoothly, and that's Pakistan. Lao Thai maintenance excavator, slewing bearing, the entire process of it. That's the end of today's video. Like video, like comment, favorite forward. You can also long press like to strongly recommend the video. Thanks for your attention. See you next time.